Well, it's that time again. Let's walk in faith, talk about anime, and grow together. Welcome to Revs Otaku Talk. Hey Otaku family, welcome back to Revs Otaku Talk, where faith and fandom collide. I'm your host Rev, and joining me is my co-host K2.
Howdy, howdy.
And my very special forever Valentine co-host Raver Mom.
Hello.
And together we'll venture into the world of anime through the lens of Christian values. Whether you're a seasoned otaku or just starting your anime journey, this is the place where we blend our love for all things anime with a walk in Christ. Join us as we explore thought-provoking themes, inspiring stories, and tackle a deeper connection between our favorite shows and our faith. It's all about finding God's truth in the worlds we love. This is your Christ Walk with Otaku Talk. Let's get started. Alright, so today is a very special episode. Last week I asked K2 what anime he thought showed a great show of love, and he said Fairy Tail, and we got to talking about Urza a little bit. Well, from there, my lovely bride of 18 years overheard us talking and came in excitedly with her own idea of Soul Eater and the relationship between Meister and weapon. So, this got me thinking. Whenever I was younger, I used to watch TNT on Valentine's Day, and they would do a date night double feature for Valentine's Day. Well, we're not all sitting here on a date, but we're going to do a Valentine's Day double feature. I guess that's funny. So without further delay, grab your box of chocolate and smell your roses. Let's talk anime through a Christ-centered lens. For our first feature tonight, we're going to be looking at Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail was created by Hiro Mashima. It takes place in a magical realm of Fiori. Magic is part of everyday life and sorcerers. Much like expert craftsmen from guilds where they team up and take on paid jobs for those without magical abilities, ranging from monster hunting or retrieving lost objects or just completing absurdly strange tasks. Wow, getting tongue-tied, guys. Now, Lucy's an aspiring mage and dreams of joining the legendary guild Fairy Tail. Her journey takes an unexpected turn when she crosses paths with a red-haired boy who saves her from a rogue wizard. Before she knows it, Lucy finds herself welcomed into the quirky and unpredictable world of Fairy Tail, embarking on the adventure of a lifetime. And for our second feature tonight, we'll be looking at Soul Eater, created by Atsushi Okubo. Soul Eater is an action-packed anime that centers around the students and staff of the DWMA, Death Weapon Meister Academy. Their mission is to combat evil forces, mainly witches and various monsters, to safeguard the world from the spread of fear and madness. The series focuses on three main duos, each consisting of a weapon meister and a human weapon. Their goal is to work together and achieve the prestigious rank of Death Scythe. I am going to add this into this episode. Both of these animes are a little bit more on the mature side, Soul Eater more than Fairy Tail. So if you decide that you want to watch these, here is your disclaimer. There are many morals and virtues in both of these animes, from overcoming doubt to forgiveness. But there is one subject we will be focusing on tonight because it is Valentine's Day, or the night before when we're recording this, and that is love. For this Revs Otaku Talk double feature, I would like to focus on Urza from Fairy Tail and Black Star and Tsubaki from Soul Eater. We're going to start with Urza. And K2, since Fairy Tail was your world of choice, I'm going to ask you a question after I read 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 4 through 7. It says, "Love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, and endures all things. So, if we enter into the world of fairy tale and we follow the adventures of Urza, what is one act of love that you can think of that Urza had this type of love show?
I think it goes to her unconditional love for Jalal. From the time that Jalal saved her, and then her struggle trying to find him and save him / redeem him. She never gave up hope for him. I'm trying to remember the fight for it. She tries to sacrifice herself for his life.
Yeah, but then Natsu jumps in.
Yes, Natsu sacrifices, as he always does. Mm-hmm. He has to take the glory for himself.
That, honestly, that is not where I thought you were going to go.
I think that's a good example, though, because that was a longtime friend where a lot of the people in the guild were like newbie friends.
Yeah.
And Jalal was one that made an impact on her when she was a kid because of the fact that he kept protecting her.
Yeah, the sheer fact that he was trying to use her and kill her.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
yeah, but she still.
but even with that, she still wanted to
save him,
and she was willing to do it.
Yeah.
To try and save him.
Yeah, we also got to remember before all the action started happening, she tried to appeal to him. Mm-hmm. She tried to talk to him and reason with him, and showed pretty much everything out of that verse.
Yeah.
She had to show a lot of patience. She had to show a lot of kindness, and she had to tame back that attitude that woman had. So yeah, definitely. See, I thought, honestly, I thought it was going to go more toward Urza's first sacrifice when Loxus was trying to take over Fairy Tale and he started the games up. All the magical orbs surrounding the top that every time you destroyed it, it'd, electrocute you. And she destroys all of them at once and takes the hit of everything.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that's where we were going to hit. But I like yours better. That is definitely true.
And she hides the love. Like, on the surface, she does not...
She doesn't like them all.
She does not portray any of those traits you just talked about on the surface.
Well, you got to remember, and it happened around that time, Urza, because of her childhood, as we go through that part of the series, because I do a lot of flashbacks to Urza's life, of growing up with Jalal and the other kids, and finding out what she had to go through, and finding out how tough of a life she was. And that is when she started always wearing armor, and it was literally her guarding her heart. She always kept her defense up, and it was a physical, metaphorical show of who she was. She guarded herself so closely, and she acted very mean. We'll just use that as the word. She acted very mean toward people, but it was because she was guarding her own self versus, letting herself be seen as vulnerable. And during the sacrificial parts of that, it's the first time where we see Urza get rid of the armor. And she has absolutely no armor on at all, and she fights without her armor. And that is the point where she bears her soul. And that is where we see the really big connection between Urza and Natsu. Honestly, between Urza and Natsu, or Lucy and Natsu, I was cheering for Urza. Honestly.
There were points where it looked like them two were going to be the ones that hooked up.
But seeing that sacrifice, I think, fueled Natsu to follow her example of love and jump in to save her, even whenever she told him not to just let her go and die, because she did sacrifice herself. So, yeah, I think that was an awesome selection, K2.
Thank you.
We didn't go that deep into where you were going to go, so I like it.
All right.
We got anything else on Urza or the fairy tale world before we go to our second
She is
feature?
best girl in that series, so I'll leave it on that.
I agree. I completely and totally agree. She is my favorite character on Fairy Tail. Not only that, but the voice actor that does Luffy in One Piece also does the voice of Urza. So, a little tidbit there. Yeah,
that's why Urza's his favorite.
Yeah, I didn't know how starstruck I was going to be meeting that actor until me and my daughter... I'm sorry, they don't like being pronoun specific anymore.
Oh, they don't? That's new to me.
Yeah, you can't, just like you can't call them waiters or waitresses, they're servers.
Ah.
You don't call them actors and actresses, they are just actors.
My bad.
Yeah. Trust me. You know how many times I got in trouble for that?
Really?
Yeah, I called them actresses. I am not an actress. I am an actor.
Well, I think we're getting a little bit off tangent here.
We are, but I didn't realize how starstruck I was going to be until me and my daughter at the Ocala Comic Con this past year, we paid for the photo op with the Straw Hat crew that was there. And I was wearing my my Monkey D. Luffy straw hat that I had ordered. And we were setting up for the picture, and they decided they were going to arrange us because they didn't like the way the photographer said for us to stand. And she grabbed a hold of me. She put me into a spot and put her hand on my back. And I'm like, she's touching me. She's touching me. And yeah, I did not
never
think
wash that shirt again. That kind of moment.
Trust me, she adjusted the hat. I was like, Luffy touched the hat. It's staying on the hanger. So yes, that's just a random tidbit on that. Now we are going to go to the world of Soul Eater. Now this is a special anime to me because it is the first full anime that I got to watch with my wife. I did not think that would be the anime that would be the first one, but she watched. I turned on the first couple of episodes. It was the first time I was watching it, and she started getting interested in it. And so we started it over, and we watched it all the way through together, and it was pretty awesome. So we're gonna dive into this, this world that's special to us, and we're gonna talk about Black Star and Tsubaki. Black Star is the Meister. Tsubaki is the weapon. So I'm going to have Raver Mom take this one over. What point do you think was the biggest show of love from Black Star and Tsubaki?
Well, throughout their relationship, even from the very beginning, I think they showed a little bit of everything. But the biggest point, I think, is when Tsubaki had to went and confronted her brother. And she didn't tell Black Star everything. But Black Star just trusted her and knew that, she would tell him when she was ready. And when the whole battle and everything was going on and she went into the sword, he sat there the entire time and was getting beat up by the villagers, and he was bleeding from everywhere. And Tsubaki was on the inside, battling her brother, and through it all, he did not leave her. He stayed with her. And to me, that is kind of like a sacrificial love, because he was willing to, just sit there until the very, very end, until she came out. And then it was all I'm done. You got new powers now. And then, they went on their way. But, their relationship is very interesting to me in general, because, Black Star is, a butt to everybody. And cocky, and he's mean, but when it comes to Tsubaki, he's a totally different person, and she puts up with all his nonsense.
And I think that's a very big part to their partnership. Mm-hmm. Throughout the course of the anime, and I believe it's around the time that we're talking about, they also did the backstory for those two. Yep. Because she was asked, why do you partner up with him? Mm-hmm. Okay, mm-hmm. Because this dude is the definition of ADHD.
They're the complete opposite.
Emphasis on the H, okay?
Yeah, they're the
all
complete
the
opposites.
bad parts of Naruto. amplified to 10.
But he's Black Star.
Poor Black Star.
He is the biggest star in the world. You must see his awesomeness. But to see their origin story, I mean, Black Star at the beginning, no weapon wanted to partner with Black Star.
Nope.
Because he was a spastic little dude.
Well, he was spastic, cocky.
Yep.
You know, just a jerk.
Boastful, yep.
Yep, full of it.
But you have Tsubaki, who is very quiet, very timid. You wouldn't think that that girl is insane as she is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Walks up to him and says, "I'll be your partner.
Yeah.
I'll be your weapon." And I think that's the first time we see Black Star kind of break a little bit, where he's not all woohoo.
Yeah.
It kind of just, he chokes up a little bit. And then he's like, "Hold up.
Yeah.
I'm Black Star."
Well, even Maka asked her, you know, why do you team up with him? Like, he's just so all over the place. He's irresponsible. He's, you know, he can injure you, da 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 da. And he was like, her response was, you know, because he's my partner, because we're a team and we've made promises and, you know, we're going to stick it through. I trust him. He trusts me. Yeah, he's a little crazy, but in the end, he, you know, everything is, you know, goes not smoothly, but, you know, it pulls through.
Seeing as they never actually accomplish a mission.
Yeah.
But it
Well,
you know,
no, technically in the beginning, didn't he have, they had, oh no, that was Maka and
that
Soul.
was Maka.
No, that was
Soul.
Maka.
No, they went, oh, I remember, never mind. I was remembering it wrong.
Yeah.
They went to the, what was it, the mob? Oh my goodness.
No, that was Maka and Soul.
Yeah.
No, Black Star and Tsubaki went there too, and they failed miserably. And then
Okay.
then Maka and
Yeah,
Soul
they
went
were
there.
going after Al Capone and
Yeah,
his gangsters.
But
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
that's like in the very, very beginning. Black Star and Tsubaki are there, and Tsubaki's like, you know, tell him, okay, we need to sneak in, and he jumps on the table and is like,
Yeah, I am
Black Star.
Yeah.
Bow before my awesomeness.
yeah,
Yeah.
So his grand entrance.
I'm a star.
So
But, you know, and that relationship builds to the point that you bring up. I like how you brought up the part where they're in the tree, and he knows absolutely nothing, and she's like, you know, I'm not ready to tell you. I just got to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, "It's okay, Tsubaki. We're gonna do this thing."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know.
They had full
Yep.
trust and faith in each other that no matter what they went through, no matter what obstacle, challenge, even if they failed every time, they still did it together.
Yep.
I like it. They're my favorite duo. It's probably the reason why I said we're doing Black Star and Tsubaki. Yeah, I like those two. Of course, we all know what Raver Mom likes. Just a kid. Him and his twin pistols, pinky
Can I-
guns.
What can I say? I like guns.
She likes symmetry.
Yes, Rev loves to compare me to Death the Kid because I'm a little OCD. I used to be so bad at it,
She got
but I'm
her.
better.
When the Samsung 10 came out, we bought her a phone, and we needed to get her a phone case. So we go to Walmart, and they have this black and white striped phone. Okay, Death the Kid, if you know him, black and white striped hair, you know, only it's half his head. And the name of this case, I picked it up and I said, "This is the case for you." The name of the case was the Symmetry.
Yep.
And she bought 3 of these cases just in case one broke. She could put another one on.
No, remember though the one there was also another one by that brand. It was white and black, white with black stripes.
Yeah, that was the Symmetry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
I did. And then I went back and they were some on sale and I bought more. So I have them. I still have a couple of them, but even though I don't have the phone.
Oh, trust me, they're supposed to be on a mission, and he leaves the 2 sisters. He leaves them behind to go check and make sure that he pointed the rolls of toilet
Yes.
paper. He had to point the sheets on the rolls of toilet paper,
I remember
and they had
that.
to be perfectly symmetrical. Did I point them? If I did, Are they symmetrical? Are they off a little bit? This is going to kill. I can't do anything until I know.
Complete collapse.
Now, the proud moment was at the end whenever he pulls out, his dual death cannon. And his hair, the half stripe on his head goes all the way around.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden he was like, almighty.
Not
the power of symmetry.
Yay.
Yeah. That's awesome, though. Like I said, Soul Eater is a little bit more mature of an anime, but it is a funny one to watch because it takes the small things that people complain about nowadays. I'm OCD. I'm ADHD. I got this, I got that, and they self-diagnose. Well, you take that and you put it on steroids, and you've got Soul Eater.
Yep.
What was the second one called? Soul Eater Not?
A Soul Eater Not.
Yeah, that was stupid.
Where they introduced us to the Not class.
Yeah.
The only good part about Soul Eater Not was that we got the backstory of Soul Eater. So the parts of Soul Eater that we were like, wait, when did that happen?
Yeah.
It was on Soul Eater Not.
Yeah. Yeah, the majority of Soul Eater Not I thought was a bunch of junk, but I did like the fact that they did fill in some blanks.
Yeah. It was horrible, though. You can watch Soul Eater without watching Soul Eater Not. I bought it because of the fact that I'm like, holy cow, they made another Soul Eater series. So I bought it.
Yeah, we bought it thinking, oh, cool, we can keep watching. And then we watched it, and it was like, wow, this was like the wasted hours.
And what was bad is I was very stubborn. I'm like, we're going to do this. We're buying the Blu-ray because I got Soul Eater in Blu-ray.
Yep,
we're going to get Soul Eater Not in Blu-ray because they got, quality's got to match.
Well, even the cover, if you remember Soul Eater, on the cover, it was like, all dim and dark and dreary, and Soul Eater Not is like, fablam colors.
This is why you just go with the manga.
It was Soul Eater meets Lucky Star. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
But like I said, though, you have like Sid turns into a zombie in Soul Eater.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And we know why he turned into a zombie. We just don't know when he turned into a zombie. Just that, oh, crud, Sid's a zombie. Mm-hmm. You watch Soul Eater Not, now you know why he's a zombie and when it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I will say, in that whole series, the relationship between Meister and Weapon was like Black Star's and Tsubaki's. Might not have been as intense as Black Star and Tsubaki, but like Maka and Soul, they had that kind of relationship. Even Maka's dad and Stein, I mean, they grew up in the school, and he became, like...
Yeah, he became Death's weapon.
Yep.
When he became Death's weapon and Stein needed him, like they still had that relationship of till death, and even after.
Even though he was completely creeped out by Stein.
Yeah.
And yes, guys, that is Frankenstein.
I thought Stein was pretty cool.
That was a fun play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked that whole line with Stein. Medusa's the one that freaked me out.
Yeah, but Medusa's story becomes very weird because then you got Krona that comes in.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not talking about the coronavirus. It's Krona.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think in those characters, the whole relationship falls apart because then it's not about, being there for one another. It's about using one another.
Though in real life, the actor that plays Medusa is a very chipper, nice lady. She's not as dark and devious as Medusa is. Lord of mercy. I met that woman and she's like, hi! It's like, you're not what I thought. Nice lady, though. So anything else on the world of Soul Eater?
Nope.
Oh. Well, I like where this word kept on coming up in the middle of everything that we talked about. We kept on saying sacrifice, 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 because John chapter 15 verses 13 says, greater love has no one than this, that someone laid down his life for his friends. Love comes with sacrifice. It's not I'm going to jump in front of a bullet for you sacrifice all the time. But whenever you love somebody, you give of yourself, you give up parts of yourself. And that's a big part of what love is. And it's possibly the hardest part of love because of the fact that, sacrifice isn't always reciprocated. And it's a very tough thing. Now, we have two biblical showings of love. My question to you two is this. Has there been a time in your life that someone has shown you one or both of these definitions of love, and what was it? K2, we'll start with you.
I'm just going to keep it simple and just go with my mother. My mother is a great person, and I am very lucky to have her because I know people in my life who don't have the best of mothers. So I am very grateful to have who I have.
And that's awesome. I believe it was Denzel Washington that said that a son's first love is his mother, and a mother's last love is her son. The love of a mother is definitely a huge thing because moms sacrifice a lot. Moms have to be very patient. They have to be very kind. They gotta love you whether they want to or not. But the thing about moms is they sacrifice without a second thought. I like that, man. Props to you for
Yep.
for looking at your mom that way, man. Okay, Raver Mom.
What?
Your turn.
Oh, my turn. Well, can I tell a story that goes with it?
Yes.
Okay. So when you originally asked me this question, I wasn't sure how I wanted to go. So I'm actually gonna go mushy for those that
She go mushy.
I'm gonna go warning. There you go. There's your warning.
The warm and fuzzies.
So when I first met Rev, I thought he was a dork. I literally did. He was the geeky boy at youth camp.
I was short, fat, dopey with big glasses, and I had my hair slicked back.
Years go by. We didn't live in the same town. Years go by. We wind up in the same town. And so, and then a few years later, I go off to college, come back, and I have a boyfriend. And Rev starts coming to our church. But it was funny because his parents showed up one Sunday, and mind you, I have a boyfriend. Last time I heard, he had a girlfriend. Pretty serious relationship, been together for years. And being the pastor's daughter at the time, I, was being all sweet and kind to his parents. Oh, I thought you had another son. And they were like, oh yeah, he's at home, da 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 da, right? Well, the next Sunday, Rev shows up and he's all decked out from head to toe, literally matching hat to his shoes, very good looking. Stopped me in my tracks. Well, when I went off to college, come back, I was working at Walmart at the time, and apparently it happened to him. He was with his girlfriend, and he saw me. I wind up being his girlfriend's cashier, and he said that happened to him. I didn't find out that until later. But anyways, move forward to Valentine's Day. It was like a week. Or was it a week, or it was within the week of Valentine's Day?
No, it was the day of Valentine's Day.
Was the day of Valentine's Day?
Parents' church was doing a Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's right,
event.
the dinner.
And it was Valentine's Day 2007, guys.
Yeah, Valentine's Day 2007. And me and my boyfriend were rocky. He wound up not coming to the dinner, blah, blah, blah. And my dad called me in his office and was like, hey, I want to give you your Valentine's Day card first before anybody else does. And this was before the event. Well, then when Rev gave me his card, I read it and I was like, oh yeah, this is the person for me. Because in the card he wrote that if, basically, summing it up, that if all we can have is being friends, then he would be fine with that. That he would give up trying to be my boyfriend, give up trying to have a life with me, that he was willing to give up everything if we could just be friends, if that was what I was okay to have. And to me, that was the most sacrificing thing, because I had never had anybody do that before, where they were willing to they weren't like, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. It was just, I just want to be your friend. I'm good with that. And like a week or two later, we had our first date, and And then the rest is history, I guess. So
Yes.
you are my example. That instance, at least.
I'm touched. Yeah, I remember that night.
I think you gave me the card, and you
She
also
had a card, a little teddy bear,
little teddy bear,
and a bag of Hershey's Kissables.
Yep.
For everybody who doesn't know what Hershey's Kissables are,
awesome.
they are mini Hershey's Kisses that were candy coated, and they took them off the shelf because of the fact that they put imitation chocolate into the Kissables to give a different option to those people who couldn't eat chocolate. Well, it became this big scandal because Hershey's put something out that wasn't chocolate. So they took it off the shelf.
They were good. You couldn't tell that they were imitation chocolate.
They did a fantastic job.
It was really good, and it was one of my favorite at the time. It was one of my favorite candies.
It became our thing. Every time I'd see her, I'd bring her a bag.
Yeah.
I remember that day. I remember meeting your boyfriend that night too, because he did show up.
Yep.
He showed up late though.
He did. He because we had gotten into a fight, and I didn't think he was going to show, and because he said he wasn't going to show, and then he showed, and
oh, believe me, I took advantage of that. He didn't know who I was, but because I was hanging out with Sharea's brother, and we were checking out my car. I had a custom Honda at the time, and he was somewhat of a car guy, and he walks up, and her brother nudges me and goes, "That's your boyfriend, dude. That's your boyfriend." I'm like, "Oh, cool. Check this out." So, oh, nice car, man. I like your car. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff I'd like to still do with it. I was like, but a lot of it's said to be impossible. And at that time, I was talking about trying to take it from a front wheel drive to a rear. It was a Honda hatchback. Rear wheel drives were not seen too much with those at the time. And oh yeah, that'd be really cool. And he was a cool guy up until Raver Mom walks out the door, and then she gets this look on her face like, oh no. And then he looks at her and he sees the look on her face, and then I turn around, I grab his hand, and I go, "Hi, my name is Rev. What's up, man?" And he automatically knew that I was his competition, at which point he pulled his hand back, and my car wasn't too cool after that.
nope.
But yeah, that I honestly don't full on remember what I put in the card, so I'm a little touched that she does.
I still have the card.
Oh wow!
Oh, that's that's sweet.
But I do remember. I guess I reiterated what I wrote in the card because I do remember telling her, "Look, you look like you're in a good place with this guy. You look happy. All I want for you is to be happy."
Yeah.
So I'm out. I was like, I'm just.
And he stayed my friend. It was, and even like after we were hanging out at the house, we were having this youth thing or whatever, or watching a movie with my brother, and we
watched the Phantom of the Opera.
He was the funniest thing. So we had a love seat. Was it the love seat or the couch?
We were on the love seat. Your brother and his girlfriend were on the couch.
And we were in the middle of the movie. He turns, faces me, crisscrosses his legs on the couch, and is
Lord.
like, "So, what do you like in a guy?" And I was like, what? Because it threw me off.
I was
totally
having problems with my girlfriend at the time. And
yeah,
I thought
he
I'd
then
get
kind of
from the opposite gender.
Yeah,
he kind of spilled that. He's like, "I just figured I'd ask, and I'm like, yeah, I don't even remember what I said, honestly.
You gave me some good advice.
I did.
You did. You gave me some good advice. You're like, dude, you just got to be yourself, and if she doesn't trust you, then she ain't the one for you.
Yeah, that sounds like me.
Okay.
I gave that same advice
at this
few other
point.
People.
I am committed beyond belief. Whenever I make a commitment, I make a commitment. And I told this girl, "Look, the only way you're going to get rid of me is if you get rid of me." And as soon as I said that, in my head, I put myself in a binding contract, and I'm like, crud, I'm stuck. And this goes on to that part of my testimony I was talking about yesterday, you know, where my girlfriend left me.
Yep.
Well, this was the girl, and she did end up leaving.
She didn't
me.
take the car. She didn't take it, the dog.
She could try to take my dog. I have to fight my dad for it. But she called me up in the middle of eating dinner with my adopted grandmother and my mom, and she broke up with me because she thought I was cheating on her with Raver Mom, which I wasn't. We went to their church. I saw her twice a week.
He hung out with my brothers more than he hung out with me.
Yeah, me and her older brother at the time were like best friends. I hung out
Yeah.
with that dude all the time.
She was paranoid.
And
if you ever hear this, you were paranoid.
At which point it, you know, she broke up with me, and I had a couple of tears fall, and I walked back because I had stepped away from the table to take the phone call. I walked back in, and I had this lingering tear, I guess, in my eye, and my mom looks at me and she goes, "Are you okay?" And I go, "You know what? I think so." She goes, "What happened?" I was like, "She just broke up with me."
You've never told me this part.
Yes. It's like, she just broke up with me, and I don't know whether to be sad or excited.
Oh my gosh.
You know, yeah, this is behind the scenes drama of Rev's life. And my mom's like, "Do you want to go?" And I'm like, "Yeah." It's like, I got to make a phone call though. So I called up Raver Mom's dad. Because at the time, you know, I didn't have her cell phone number, but I had her home number. So I called up good old now daddy-in-law. And he's like, "Well, they're all at the county fair. Let me call and see how long they're going to be there. And if they're going to be there for a while, you can go meet up with the youth group," because the whole youth group was there.
You showed up at my house.
No, I didn't. Not that night.
We were at the fair. Dad called and said that you were at the house.
I called him. I didn't go to your house.
He told me
I
you
was
were
in
at the-
Lake Placid.
Oh, wow.
So he's like, he calls me back and he goes, "Oh, go there. Raver Mom's got your ticket at the gate." I was like, "Oh, okay." So I get there. Not only did she pay for my entrance, this woman bought me an unlimited wristband, okay, to write everything all night.
Took care of you then. I take care of you now.
And honestly, that was when the flirting started, but that is also the time where I found out just how serious the boyfriend was, and I also figured out every other guy who had a crush on her in the church. I think that night I also got into a fight with a guy because of you. So
Turned into Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
That's what it felt like, man.
There were many, what do you call them? Suitors?
Mini suitors.
Many suitors that did not fit the bill.
Oh, Lord of mercy. Yes, and I had nicknames for all of them, but we're not.
Yeah, because the boyfriend at the time we didn't last that much longer after.
You lasted about a week after Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Because then you called.
Which was a couple days after.
I stopped calling you regularly,
Mm-hmm.
and I was walking around, and drama was happening at school. And your best friend at the church was the only friend that I had at the school.
Bon Bon.
Yeah. Bon Bon, if you ever listen to this, hi. She was the only friend I had because everybody else disowned me. And so throughout the course of all this thing, it was literally me, and 2 times a day I'd run into her friend. And a week later I get this call, and it simply consisted of, "We broke up. You want to go out to eat?" Like, well, that was quick. You know? And that is, that's how our first date got on the road. We went to Dairy Queen and then went to the local beach. So,
And talked all night long. That was it.
Yep.
We literally talked till like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, that was it. We ate Dairy Queen blizzards and talked.
Yep.
It was, I don't know, it was a really good date.
At that point in time, I had to hook up at almost every single restaurant in the area we lived at. So whenever we'd go in to get ice cream, it was like ice cream at a way discounted price.
Oh, that's why we went. Okay.
No, dude, I'd go into Arby's, and every time I'd go in there, I'd get 10-cent turnovers. I'd get like 50-cent roast beef sandwiches. I'd go to McDonald's and I'd order a Big Mac, and I'd go up to the drive-through window and I'd open up my bag and I'd have my Big Mac and like 6 other burgers.
What's the secret?
He knew everybody.
I knew everybody.
Small town. Sebring, Florida. Small town.
I told you that I got popular for a while. Yeah, I got very popular for a while, and then, I didn't have many. I didn't have any friends after. So yeah, it was a massively awesome time. And with that, our massive show of history going into the life of me and my forever Valentine, we need to also not forget the greatest love that God has shown us in our lives. Looking at John 3:16 through 17. For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish but have eternal life. For God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but in order that the world might be saved through him. Most people don't add the 17th verse in there, but I think the 17th verse is a very impactful verse. We do need to always remember that God loved us as much as he did, that he sacrificed Jesus. But it's also very important to know why. Mm-hmm. It wasn't just to give us eternal life, but it was also to show us the other side of love. Because he didn't come to the world to condemn us, which is the part of the Bible that people don't like hearing. They don't like to hear the condemnation of it. Though that is a very big part of being a Christian and going through your Christian walk, is that you got to take the good with the bad. But Jesus didn't come to this earth to point the bad out. He didn't come to this earth to slap us on the wrist and point out every single bad thing that we did and make us feel like total and complete garbage. But he came to save us from ourselves, to save us from that sinful part of ourselves. And he did go around, he did point out what people did wrong, but he did it in such a way that nobody was embarrassed, that nobody was pointed out. He did it in such a way that whenever he would speak to somebody, they knew, okay, I did this wrong, but it's okay, because this guy is my salvation. I'm forgiven. And he would say, go and sin no more. Or he would always give a little bit of a mission, or he'd reveal a piece of the Great Commission every time he would forgive somebody or heal somebody. And he did it in such a way that whenever people heard it, they were uplifted versus tore down. And that's the biggest thing, is he was not put here to tear us down. He was put here to lift us up and to show us true, unconditional love. We are going to do something new today. For the past 2 episodes, we have done Question from a Cup. And we also did a new segment last week called Anime Did What? Well, today we are going to do some anime trivia. But seeing as this is Valentine's Day, we're going to kick it old school and we're going to do the Love Edition.
Oh, goodness.
So, guys, I specifically did these questions off of animes that both of you have talked about, or said you have watched, or at least know something about. And they'll start off with common sense questions. So it's going to happen in 3 rounds. First round is going to be easy. Second round is going to be advanced. Third round is going to be ultra hard. Now, if you follow any of these animes, Ultra Hard may not be that hard. If you don't follow these animes, you might not know a thing about it. But there is also some of these questions where it's common sense. If you just know the characters, you'll get it. Round 1, the easy section. And this is the way we're going to do it. I might as well set the ground rules out before I just ask a question. Right? Okay, so I'm going to ask a question.
Okay.
All right. At first, I was going to have like some tablets or something for you to write your answer on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you the question. I'm going to give you the options. It's multiple choice. So, you know, there's your chances. You got a 25% chance of getting it right. Okay.
Yay.
This is four options, and what we're going to do is I'm going to ask the question. I'm going to give you the options for the answers, and you are going to pick which one you think it is. You're going to keep it to yourself until I ask for the answer. All right? Once I ask for the answer, you're going to tell me which one it is, and I'm going to tell you if you are right or wrong. And I'm going to keep score.
Oh, so we get a prize?
Yeah, sure. There's a bowl of candy next to you. As we move on from this, we may have prizes. Who knows? Yay. I might make a trophy that says, you know, trivia winner, and you guys have to pass it back and forth.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Yes, I'm going to find a Goku action figure and mount the thing.
Why is it gotta be Goku?
Because
do not
Goku is
best.
Goku.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Because Goku always wins.
He won every competition he jumped into.
Okay.
Fine, I will figure something else out. We'll find the anime version of an Oscar. Who knows what it's called?
It's probably Goku.
You won the Goku. You have the golden Goku.
Oh my goodness gracious. Moving on.
All right. So, question number 1. In Dragon Ball Z, who does Goku marry? Is it A, Bulma, B, Chi-Chi, C, Videl, or D, Launch? I don't think I have to wait too long for this answer.
Oh, you want the answer now?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Chi-Chi.
Yep.
Okay. And the answer is Chi-Chi. All right, like I said, these are very easy questions. For everyone at home, keep score. And whatever you get, leave down in the comment section. Question number 2. In Naruto, who is Sakura Haruno's love interest for most of the series? Is it A, Sasuke Uchiha, B, Naruto Uzumaki, C, Kakashi Hatake, or D, Shikamaru Nara?
I mean, it's clearly Naruto because he's the main character. It's got to be Naruto. I'm just kidding, guys. Don't worry.
I'm looking at you like, have you ever watched the show?
No, it's our favorite edgy boy, Sasuke.
Do you agree?
I don't know. I don't watch Naruto for very good reasons.
Next time, don't blurt out the answer because she's got to guess. What's your guess?
I was gonna say that the first one. I don't even.
Oh, Sasuke?
Is that the first one?
Yeah.
Oh, did I get it right?
Yep.
Oh, yay!
All right. So remember.
I'm sorry. I'm not a Naruto fan because to me, Naruto is more spastic than Black Star. Okay.
Just guys, remember, keep your answers to yourself until the answers are asked to be revealed. Question number 3. In Soul Eater, who does Maka Allburn have a close bond with, often considered a romantic subplot? Is it A, Black Star, B, Soul Eater, C, Kid, or D, Tsubaki?
Oh my gosh.
K2, what's your answer?
Soul.
Raver Mom, what's your answer?
I was gonna say Soul too, but honestly, just for kicks, I wanted to say Black Star. It's Soul.
No, Black Star had a bromance with Soul.
I know.
Yeah, total bromance.
Oh my
And the
goodness.
answer is Soul Eater. So if you guessed B, you're right. Number 4. In Fairy Tale, who does Natsu Dragneel have an unspoken romantic connection with throughout the series? Is it A. Wendy Marvell, B. Urza Scarlet, C. Lucy Hartfilia, or D. Juvia Loxer?
Well, it's none of those. It's Happy.
Oh, yes! You forgot Happy.
How could you forget Happy?
Happy's his pal.
It's not a romantic thing, though. You got to remember, Happy is his kid.
Oh, my goodness.
So,
Lucy.
you say Lucy?
Yeah.
You say Lucy?
I say food, but yeah, Lucy works too.
Okay, so the answer is C. Lucy Hartfilia. Okay, number 5. In Pokemon, Ash Ketchum has a long-lasting bond with several characters. Who is the most likely to be considered his main love interest? Is it A. Misty, B. May, C. Serena, or D. Iris? Take a moment and think about this one. You know, it's very hard. K2, what's your answer?
I haven't seen any of the other characters besides Misty. So I'm just going to go with Misty.
Okay.
You're not alone in that.
Raver
because
Mom, what do you
I
think?
thought there was only. I mean, I do know there are in later series. There are other female characters, but I don't know their names. If I remember correctly, it was Misty.
The answer's Misty.
Okay.
Misty did come back in later episodes after she left the gang, and whenever Togepi evolved into Togetic, and then the Togetic went to the third evolution. Of course, Togetic may be the third evolution. I don't know. It was the third time that Togepi evolved, or the second time Togepi evolved. He's in his third form, and in that episode, at the end of it, there's this very sparkly moment between Ash and Misty. And when I say sparkly, they literally put sparkles in the air.
Oh,
so
my
you knew
goodness.
that it was a love connection. So there should be no question about that. Ash has a crush on Misty. And Misty has a crush on Ash. And they still have a crush on each other. Who knows? Maybe that's the reason why they finally sent Ash home, so he could go hang out with Misty. All right. So, question number 6 in our first round. In Digimon, Tai Kamaya and Sora Takanoshi share a special bond. What is the nature of their relationship? Is it A, childhood friends with hints of romance? B, Sora is in love with Matt? C, Sora and Tai are siblings? Or D, Tai has no romantic interest in Sora?
Well, seeing that I've never seen an episode of Digimon in my life, and whenever I did test-taking skills, strategies, and stuff like that in school, they always said, if you don't know, pick C, so I'm picking C.
So you think Sora and Tai are siblings?
Sure.
Okay. What's your answer, man?
It's been so long since I've seen the series, but yeah, I think they were siblings.
Well, guys, I hate to tell you, but you are both wrong.
That's okay.
The answer is A. They were childhood friends
See, that
with
would've been my
hints of
second choice.
romance.
Yeah.
That would have been my second choice.
So I'm sorry. Your old school test taking skills have failed you.
It has, but it's okay.
It's okay. Growing up, I was always told if, all else fails, choose B.
Oh, good.
All right. For the final question in our first round, question number 7. In One Piece, who is the most prominent romantic interest for Luffy, even if he doesn't notice it? Is it A, Nami, B, Robin, C, Boa Hancock, or D, Vivi?
What was A?
Nami.
Oh, well, Nami.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Nami. Because I have never watched One Piece.
That's I can kind of tell either you're at the beginning of the series or you haven't watched the series.
Yeah.
Because the only prominent romantic interest for Luffy is C, Boa Hancock.
What?
The Amazon Empress. She has an insane crush on Luffy. She has it in her brain that they are going to get married, and she is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs for this guy, okay?
Oh my goodness gracious. How far into the series is that?
Let's see here. You have to be heading into the 600s.
Oh wow, I'm nowhere near that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
I think I'm in the 100s.
Farther than me. I'm too scared to start it. It's so big.
We're slacking over here.
All right. So time for round 2, the advanced level.
Oh my goodness. Are you keeping score?
So far, you guys have
I think we're tied.
Yeah, you guys are tied at like 4 apiece. All right. So, question number 1 for round 2. In Dragon Ball Z, before marrying Chi-Chi, Goku had a brief romantic encounter with another character. Who was it? Was it A, lunch, B, yes, lunch, B, Bulma, C, Videl, or D, Mai? Just take a second to think about it.
I really don't pay attention to this stuff. I just pay attention
What's
for the
bad
fights.
is it puts the question in Dragon Ball Z, but it actually happens before the first episode of Dragon Ball Z. So, K2, what's your guess?
I want to say Bulma?
Okay. Raver Mom?
I was going to say Bulma.
The answer
I want to say
is
lunch just because, but...
Bulma.
Yeah, it's Bulma.
In the original Dragon Ball series, Goku and Bulma had a brief romantic moment before Goku married Chi-Chi.
Mm-hmm. I remember that. That's one of the episodes I actually watched.
Wow, that just shows that she watched the end of the book before it skipped the beginning. Question number 2. In Naruto, Hinata Hyuga, I had to remember how to pronounce her last name. Hinata Hyuga confesses her feelings to Naruto during a pivotal moment. In which episode does this confession occur? Yeah, I told you it's going to get a little harder. Is it A,
C.
episode 166, B, episode 312, C, episode 375, or D, episode 141? Take a moment and think.
What were the two 100s again?
166 and 141.
I'm going 166.
Okay.
What were the other ones? 166, 141.
B was 312, C was 375.
Sure, well, let's go with B.
B, you think 312?
Yes.
The answer is episode 166, Confessions of the Heart.
A.
A.
Oh my goodness.
I think you're starting to see a pattern here, huh?
When you were reading that, I'm like, I'm gonna pick A. It's not like I know this one. I'm just gonna pick A, and no, it can't be A. He wouldn't do that again. Watch, I pick A next. And
By the way, these questions are auto-generated. I did not write these questions.
Sure, whatever.
I auto-generated
Blame
them.
it on AI.
I picked the animes, and I picked how hard I wanted them and what I wanted them to consist of.
Uh-huh.
And I went through 12 rounds worth of questions before I landed on the ones I took.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so question 3. In Soul Eater, there's an emotional scene involving Maka Allburn and another character where she reveals her feelings during a dangerous battle. Who is this character? Is it A, Black Star, B, Death the Kid, C, Soul Eater, or D, Tsubaki?
Soul Eater.
I'm not thinking. The answer's Soul.
And the answer is C, Soul Eater. In the final battle against the witches, Maka's bond with Soul is highlighted. Question number 4. In Fairy Tale, who does Grey Fullbuster share a deep and complicated relationship with, leading to a tragic event? Is it A, Lucy Hartfilia, B, Urza Scarlet, C, Juvia Loxer, or D, Altair Milkovic?
D.
You think D? What do you think?
Can you read the question again?
In Fairy Tale, who does Grey Fullbuster share a deep and complicated relationship with, leading to a tragic event?
And what were the isn't it, what is one of them, Juvia?
C, Juvia
Yeah.
Loxer.
Yeah, it's Juvia.
You think it's Juvia? The answer is C, Juvia Loxer. Juvia's love for Grey causes a lot of tension, especially after she is deeply affected by his actions.
Wait, what?
Yep.
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
Yep. Juvia is obsessed
She-
with Grey.
Yeah, it's a one-way relationship.
Yes,
With-
but it led to a tragic event.
So is the last one.
It is a complicated relationship because it's one-sided. But I'm sorry, you gotta look at how he acts around her because of the fact that there are countless times where he got protective.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He did.
I'll give you that. Yeah,
So-
I'll give you that.
I think
Okay.
part of it was reciprocated. He didn't want to show it, but because of her origin, all of her origin stuff. But yeah, I think it was reciprocated.
All right. Question number 5. In Pokemon, who was the first character to have a romantic storyline with Ash Ketchum in the anime series? I'm not even going to read the answers to this. Just give me the answer.
Wait, what was the question?
Misty. Misty.
In Pokemon, who was the first character to have a romantic storyline with
Yeah,
Ash?
Misty. Yeah.
Okay, it is Misty. So, like I said, auto-generated. I didn't come up with these. I wouldn't ask the same question twice in a different way.
Ah.
In Digimon, Tai and Sora's relationship was central to a love triangle with another character. Who was the third person involved in the triangle? Was it A, Matt Ishida, B, Izzy Izumi, C, Joe Kido, or D, TK Takahashi?
Again, don't know anything about Digimon, but I'm gonna go with A this time and watch it not be that answer.
It's either C or D. I want to go with D.
TK?
Yeah.
K2, I hate to tell you that you're wrong because TK was the little kid. He was the little dude with
that's
Patamon,
right.
okay?
You're right. You're right.
He was the brat brother.
That's right. You're
The
right.
answer is A. It is A, Matt Ishida.
I knew it was either. Yeah.
Yay!
All right. Now,
That's so bad.
it is bad. Now on to question 7. In One Piece, which character has a one-sided love for Zoro, often displaying affection for him despite his lack of response? Is it A, Robin, B, Nami, C, Perona, or D, Tashigi?
I'm just gonna keep going Nami because that's the only character I know.
I think it's Robin.
Both of you are wrong.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, the answer's C. You should have went with your old school thing. The answer is
I haven't got
Perona.
that far yet. I don't think I've gotten as far as Robin.
Perona
So-
openly expresses her affection for Zoro, but he remains oblivious to her feelings.
Well, yeah, it's Zorro.
Well, at least you watched it enough to know how he is.
Well, I mean, I've watched up until what I've seen, and then a little bit that as far as where you are, and then of course asking you a bunch of questions to fill it in. I don't talk about the love interest.
All right.
Maybe I should talk about those details.
Okay. So round 3. We're going hard.
Oh, jeez.
All right. In Dragon Ball Z, Goku's first significant romantic interaction with someone was at the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament. Who was it?
I know this one.
Is it A. Videl, B. Chi-Chi, C. Bulma, or D. Launch? Yes, Launch is a girl. She has green hair. Your guess, K2?
I'm gonna go Bulma again.
Bulma. What do you think, Raver Mom?
It is not Bulma. It is Chi-Chi. Because Chi-Chi whooped his tail.
Yes. It is Chi-Chi.
I do know
During
that
the
much.
23rd World Martial Arts Tournament, Goku unknowingly asked Chi-Chi to marry him.
Yep. And then later he finds out who she really was.
Yep.
And who her daddy was.
Yep.
See, I do know a little bit about Dragon Ball Z.
He fell in love with her because of her fighting skills, but then Dragon Ball Z starts and we're not gonna have our kids fighting. Yeah.
Yep.
One of the strongest fighters becomes a half a wimp.
Hey.
We're talking about Gohan, not Goku.
Oh.
All right. So, Raver Mom got that point. In Naruto, which specific moment during the Pain arc marks the true turning point in Hinata's feelings toward Naruto? Is it A, when she confesses to him during the battle with Pain? Is it B, when she saves him during the Chunin exams? Is it C, when she supports him during his fight with Sasuke? Or D, is it when she admits her love for him after his return home from training? K2?
When they go to get Sasuke?
Okay, so you think when she supports him during his fight with Sasuke? All right, Raver Mom, what's yours?
I was going to say C as well.
And both of you are wrong.
Of course.
It is A, when she confesses to him during the battle with Pain. Hinata's confession of love to Naruto while protecting him is a pivotal moment in the series.
Oh.
All right, question number 3. In Soul Eater, who does Krona have a somewhat ambiguous but significant attachment to despite being on the antagonistic side? Is it A, Medusa, B, Ragnarok, C, Maka Allburn, or D, Free? K2?
Maka.
Good guess. Raver Mom?
Read the question one more time.
In Soul Eater, who does Krona have a somewhat ambiguous but significant attachment to despite being on the antagonist side?
Are you meaning literal attachment or are you meaning figurative attachment?
Attachment.
And what were the choices?
A, Medusa, B, Ragnarok, C, Maka Allburn, or D, Free?
If you mean literal attachment,
Go with your gut.
it's Ragnarok. If you mean figurative, it's Maka.
Well, if you wanted to go figurative, it could also be his mother, Medusa.
He does not have an attachment to her.
The answer is... You gotta lock in your final answer.
Oh my goodness gracious. B.
The answer is B, Ragnarok. Krona has a complex and somewhat twisted attachment to their weapon partner, Ragnarok.
Yeah, he's literally attached to it.
Yeah.
Ragnarok is in his blood. Question number 4. In Fairy Tale, who does Natsu Dragneel show a deep emotional bond with, especially after an event that causes Natsu to feel guilt and loss? Is it A, Wendy Marvell, B, Lucy Hartfilia, C, Mira Jane Strauss, or D, Lizana Strauss? K2, you're thinking very hard.
Yes.
And yes, we've watched enough to know the answer to
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Is it obvious?
What were the last two
It's
again?
obvious if you follow the storyline. Mira Jane or Lizana, both last name Strauss
Lasagna.
or Strauss.
Yep.
Well, I know the one other one was Lucy, and then what was the one before that?
Wendy.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same one as K2. I can't say it.
It is Lizana Strauss.
Yeah. Lizana.
Lizana.
Okay.
Lizana's apparent death and later return causes Natsu to feel immense guilt and grief, strengthening his bond with her.
Mm-hmm.
Lizana is the character that was Natsu's
Trainer,
childhood love interest.
Yes.
Oh, that's
That is
right.
the
Yeah.
one who found
name,
the
yes.
egg with the egg with Natsu, and they were the egg's parents.
Yep.
Yes.
And the egg was their baby,
I
and the
remember
baby
that.
hatched and
Yep.
turned into Happy.
Yeah, the name is what stuck out to me. I couldn't remember where it, like, the storyline, but...
Yes.
And you better give me my point from the last one, too. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Question number 5. In Pokemon, Ash's feelings for a specific character evolves over several seasons, especially after traveling with her in XY. Who is she? Is it A, Misty, B, Serena, C, Dawn, or D, May? K2.
The last one, D, because I know Misty's out at that point. So,
Okay. Raver Mom, you got a guess?
I was gonna say Misty until he said that. I'm gonna stick with Misty, A.
You're both wrong.
Is it B?
It's B.
Okay. See, that was my second choice, but I was like, no, because you said earlier Misty left and then came back, and like, well, maybe that's what you're talking. Okay, yeah. Anyways.
She only came back for one episode.
Oh well, I haven't got that far.
Ash and Serena's relationship develops significantly in XY, where there are romantic undertones between them. Question number 6. In Digimon, Sora's relationship with her partner, Biyomon, is central to her character's development. Who does she eventually choose between Tai and Matt? Is it A, Tai, B, Matt, C, she chooses neither and focuses on her own growth, or D, TK Takahashi? K2.
neither.
Neither?
Yeah, I was gonna say C. She don't need no man.
Wow. The answer is A, Tai.
How did I know?
Though
Oh my
Matt
goodness.
and Sora have their own moments, she ultimately shares a deeper connection with Tai by the end of the series.
I don't know much about Digimon. Sorry.
All right. Question number 7, and the final question. In One Piece, Sanji's long-standing crush on Nami is well known. However, who is the only woman to ever truly return his feelings in a romantic context? Is it A, Nami, B, Robin, C, Pudding, or D, Charlotte Pudding?
Robin? I'm going to go Robin. I have no idea.
Aren't those last two the same people?
Actually, yes, they are. They're the same person.
Well, that was dumb, but okay.
It is dumb, but they are the same person. So C and D, same thing.
They just needed to throw another female character, I guess, in there.
You know, honestly, they should have threw Violet in there. Because Violet, I think, actually was the first to reciprocate. but that's
So
just
A was who? A was Misty.
Nami.
Nami. Oh my
Wrong
Lord Jesus.
world. A's Nami, B's Robin, C's Pudding, D's Pudding.
I'm gonna say A.
The answer is C and D. Sanji develops feelings for Charlotte Pudding, and she reciprocates them, albeit with a complex twist later in the story.
I felt like that was to trick you up.
Is it pudding or pudding?
Oh my goodness gracious.
Who doesn't like pudding?
Depends on the flavor.
Well, chocolate pudding.
Well, obvious.
Okay, so let's tally things up, and Raver Mom wins the trivia contest.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Raver Mom is the
Yay.
first winner of anime trivia on Revs Otaku Talk.
I'm so surprised.
You know more than you thought.
I guess so.
So, we've had our double feature. We did some corny trivia. But no Valentine's Day is complete without poetry.
Oh my goodness.
So,
Not to me either.
I have a poem called Otaku Love.
You don't.
What?
Nothing.
What?
Nothing. I just wish you would write me poetry.
I have written you poetry in the bed. I got one framed on our bedroom wall.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Jeez.
Oh my Lord. Yes, he got me, and then everything went downhill from there.
I'm
That's
breaking
how
out
marriage
my
goes.
poetry skills this Valentine's Day, and it's for the podcast world, not my wife. I'm in trouble.
You bought me chocolate and flowers. We're good.
I did. Chocolate and flowers and more chocolate. And a box of Little Debbie's heart-shaped cakes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, back to my poem. It's called Otaku Love. On this day of hearts, we celebrate the love for anime, so pure, so great. From epic battles to quiet sighs, love blooms in every hero's eyes. From Naruto's bond to Natsu's flame, our favorite characters put others to shame. But above all, there's a love that's true, the love of Jesus, forever new. His love transcends all space and time, a perfect love so pure, sublime. It guides our hearts, it lights our way. On this Valentine's, we give thanks and pray. Revs Otaku Talk brings joy to all. Anime love, we heed the call. But the greatest love we'll ever know is the love of Jesus that helps us grow. So here's to the stories that make us swoon, and to the Savior whose love makes us whole. Happy Valentine's Day, both near and far. From Revs Otaku Talk, you are loved just as you are.
Aww. Yay.
And that's done with being sappy. Okay, the poetry's gone. The sappy part of
corny.
Valentine's Day is there. It was a good poem. Thank you.
It was.
All
Now
right.
you see his true side, K2.
Yeah.
Yes, I am in touch with the heart side. So as we bring this Valentine's Day to a close, I want us to all remember what love really is. Love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, and endures all things. But most of all, love comes with sacrifice. Because greater love has no one than this, that someone laid down his life for his friends. So with that, my friends, I want to wish you a happy Valentine's Day. Father God, I thank you for another exciting episode, and I thank you for the love that you have shown us, and for showing us how to share love with other people. And as we wrap up today's episode, let us remember that God, you are with us in every story, whether it's animated or real. And I pray that you will help us to see you in everything we do and watch. Amen. So thanks for tuning in to Revs Otaku Talk. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and X and leave a review and subscribe to our podcast and share your favorite anime moments with us in our comment section or on our community page, Revs Otaku Talkers. Until next time, I hope your anime collection grows strong and your faith grows stronger. See you later, guys.
Have a good night.
So,
Moving on.
yeah,
Okay.
sure. We're moving on from poetry. I wasn't going to say so and moving on.